Hey, good morning. Good morning, Church for the City. Here we are the day after the resurrection. And I'm going to tell you, it is so still and so quiet out here, out on my back patio area. It did make me think, what was it like the day after the resurrection in Jerusalem? What was it like? We have a clue in John, which I'll get to in a moment. But I want to take you back and just remind you, as I did in the sermon, the things I shared in the sermon yesterday, that even though the body was gone, there were still thoughts about what could have possibly happened. I believe the disciples knew, they didn't have the evidence, but John chapter 20, verse 19, it's now Sunday evening. Everything is taking place that day. We find the disciples locked behind some doors in a room, or they're in a room locked in. Verse number 19 of John 20. And it says because they were afraid. Why were they afraid? Afraid of the Jewish leaders is actually what the passage says. Why? Because as I shared yesterday, the Romans didn't take the body. The Jews didn't take the body. The disciples didn't take the body. Yet the body was gone. That was a fact. It was gone. And the disciples, I'm certain now, are believing that he was raised from the dead. John said that he believed. Thomas, we still has some doubt, but they believe it. They just didn't have the evidence. But the scripture says that suddenly Jesus was standing among them, and this is what he said: "Peace be with you." I can't recreate Jerusalem sitting out here on my patio. I can't recreate it. I can't even conjure up in my mind everything that they might have been going through, those 11 disciples at the time, or their families. I can imagine the Jewish leaders was probably scurrying around trying to figure out what to do. I'm not even sure how much the Romans really cared. But I know for the disciples, that next morning was one of peace. I don't know if they knew how to totally embrace the peace. I don't even know if they knew what it meant, what that peace was going to mean for them. But I believe when Jesus said, "Peace be with you," on Sunday night, after the resurrection, they heard that and received it. If I had the time to go into the Greek construction of it, it was almost as if he spoke that peace into them. I'm not Jesus, and I cannot imagine what your Monday morning may be like, but I want you to hear the words of Jesus. Peace be unto you. He has risen from the dead. Your life is now new because of your relationship with Jesus Christ. No matter what kind of chaos you got going on around you or surrounding you, or what's created chaos that can be opposed upon you, Jesus's words still mean the same over 2,000 years later. Peace be unto you. God bless you. Have a good day.